Hey everybody, Roman versus with Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
Dominated Kira Tozawa elf on a shelf action figure more than I need blood in my veins. It's the boy Harm.
What is wrong with you?
Did you
It was
see
so
that?
random.
It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
That was the best part of that entire segment. Was Akira Tozawa dancing to his little dance in his elf costume.
I can't.
If they don't make one of those next year for Christmas, they're
That don't
leaving
make
money
no
on the
sense.
table.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You would think that these guys would like they're always looking for the next thing.
They were selling Finn Balor Demonito action, the doll, because of the AAA match he had with Mr. Iguana. They're gonna make Akira Tozawa elf on the shelves by next year, or we're all gonna forget about this by next year, and it'll be like, remember that time Akira Tozawa was an elf? It'll just be a fever. It'll be a fever dream, like the WLC match.
What the hell's a WLC match? Is that with the Wii people? That's not a little people match? That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was a TLC match between Hornswoggle and the little bull I used to, and they had little announce tables for little people and tiny little tables and chairs and ladders.
I just want to point out, people like you is why we get matches like that. Because look how excited you are talking about it.
It was hilarious. I'm just sorry. The little Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler announce desk was what gets me, though.
I can't.
All right, so we're talking about SmackDown from last night.
This guy.
All right. Let me compose myself. All right, so we're talking about SmackDown from last night, the final SmackDown of 2025, and this is why holiday shows in WWE need to be skipped.
Okay.
Because this was, other than the one Dragunov Carmelo Hayes match, what the heck was this show? It was another pre-tape show from the previous Friday because everybody wanted to be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it just felt like, all right, what do we have for this show? All right, we're going to get, we joked about it last week, but we got a Miracle on 34th Street fight match.
That was my takeaway. As soon as they heard it, I was like, oh man, this guy spoke it into existence.
We got Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair in a match that seemed like the two of them had zero chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah.
We got Julia and it was a tag match. It was Julia and Kiana James against Secret Hervis.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green, whatever. Just so that we can continue this Julia going back for the United States Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. And we got Ilya and Kamala. So this is valid.
None of that was words at the very end there. You were just like
it was just So the show kicks off with the recap of last week, but then Cody walks in and he's stopped by Drew McIntyre. Not Drew McIntyre, I'm sorry, Nick Aldis.
I was going to say, they spent the entire show not seeing each other. How the hell did that happen?
yeah, Nick Aldis. And Cody asks, is Drew there yet? He's like, Drew's here. Has he apologized to Dan Engler yet? Okay, he's not apologized to Dan Engler yet. Okay. Let me know when he does. And Nick reminds him,
Can I just say real quick, one of the most impressive things to me about you is the fact that you remember obscure names like that. Because I'm telling you right now, they said his name so many goddamn times last night, and I still was going to say the referee. Like, I promise you.
I remember the names of most of the referees.
I cannot. That's what I'm saying. I applaud you, good sir. Because
Dan Engler, Jessica Carr, Alan Hunn is the Asian referee that kept screwing over Actually, he was the one I also screwed over Drew McIntyre. I forget the African American female's name. It's Daphne something. Whatever. It's weird brain I have. Yeah. Did you apologize to Dev Edgar? No. So Cody goes, all right, let me know when he does. Nick reminds him, you can't lay a finger on Drew. Otherwise, you'll be stripped of the title. I have a question. I know it's in the contract that Cody can't touch Drew. Otherwise, he'll be stripped of the championship. But if this man is beating me up every week, I'm not allowed to defend myself?
No.
I would understand if Cody initiates contact on Drew McIntyre at any point. Like he starts a fight, you're stripped of the championship. But if Drew kicks me in the face at the end of the show, I should be able to defend myself without losing my title.
No, because you created the hostile work environment.
Drew was attacking this man on the bus.
Outside of work.
It was in the parking lot. Anyway. We're not going to go down the weird WWE logic.
Their HR department is crazy.
HR department, they had Vince McMahon running around doing crazy stuff for 40 years. That's true. There is no HR department. It's like I'm recently watching Succession, and it really feels like the McMahon family. The HR department is whatever the guy on top says the HR department is. All right. So after Cody walks away, The Miz walks up to Nick Aldis and he goes, "Is he here?" And he's like, "Yes, Joe Henry." Don't say his name. And every time Nick Aldis kept trying to say Joe Hendry, Miz would say, "Don't say his name because you don't want him to appear." He goes, "Do me a favor, no entrance music tonight." And he goes, "Since I'm feeling festive, we won't have any entrance music for your match with Joe Hendry." And as soon as he says Joe Hendry, the screen changes behind them. And Joe Hendry is on the side of the ring with one of them. I don't know what they're called. The mobile microphones. I call them the Britney Spears microphone. And he's in the ring with Akira Tozawa dressed as an elf. 4 women dressed as tripper clauses. I forget his name. Otis. I forgot his name. I'm like picturing his face. Otis dressed as Santa Claus and an Adam Rose bunny. Because at one point, Corey Graves goes, "I'm getting Rosebud flashbacks during this match." So Joe Hendry has been doing this since his TNA days. You know, he got famous on the indies for making custom entrance music, custom entrance themes, making fun of his opponents. But he decides he wants to make a musical performance, making fun of The Miz. And I didn't write down the exact words. It's just, Miz has tiny balls. When he's in a tag team, he takes all the falls. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It was funny, but I didn't write down. It was funny,
but yeah, we don't need to rehash.
So Miz comes out. And furiously, and Joe says, "Miz, I didn't know you wanted this to be a sing-along." So everybody together in the crowd starts singing the song to Miz. And then Nick Aldis comes out and says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, this match is now a Miracle on 34th Street fight." And I was just like, I talked this into existence. I don't know why I did. Michael Cole said this is the 12th Miracle on 34th Street fight match in WWE history. I don't know why we're keeping track of these things, because it's just a street fight with candy canes. And this was like a 2-segment. Was there 2 commercial breaks during this match? This was really long for no reason. The match was. Here's my problem. Joe Hendry gets the win because eventually we find out that the bunny is R-Truth. And I feel bad for The Miz. He got jumped again.
He's taking a jump.
He has a problem with Joe Hendry because Joe Hendry cost him his moment at Saturday night's main event. But you got Otis and Tozawa and R-Truth out here just beating him up. Eventually, Joe Hendry hits his side choke slam on Miz through the table after R-Truth hits a 5-knuckle shuffle, and they all celebrate. And they hit Joe Hendry's turnaround pose a couple times. Whatever. This was fun. You know what my big problem is? Even though Miz is great. But you know what my big problem is? I can already see Joe Hendry is going to be nothing more than a comedy gimmick on the main roster.
That's how I took that. That's exactly my reaction when I saw all this. I was like, they're just going to relegate this man to one of these. They lumped him up with all the other guys who are just funny and stuff.
This man is a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, overall health. And they put him in with all the comedy gimmicks. And I'm just like, then I was watching, I'm like, but on a WWE level, what can you do with him to make him feel serious to get him to the World Championship level thing? Like, I don't know if you can take that character, that gimmick, and make him a main eventer in that company.
Yeah.
So there was a rumor. So WrestleVotes, which is apparently now owned by Fightful, WrestleVotes came out and said USA requested Joe Hendry on TV for that episode.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So some bigwig really likes Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
All right, then we got a backstage segment. They're interviewing. Were they interviewing Lash and Nia before their match, or they interviewing Charlotte before their match? I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention. But it's just I really was not paying attention to this at all. I just saw that they had the match because I saw the backstage where Alexa and Charlotte were passing back and forth the naughty and nice signs, and I'm like, what are they doing? Why, like one of them that wants to be nice, one like, oh, this is stupid. So I just checked out until the start of this match. I really just checked out to the start of this match. And this match was fine. These women like have no apparently it's because Lash beat Alexa 2 weeks ago and they need to continue this tag team story. And so it's a solid enough match. They didn't have a lot of chemistry, but towards the end, Nia Jax gets involved. She jumps on the apron. Alexa jumps on her back. Lash gets distracted. She eventually goes to hit a shoulder block in the corner. Charlotte moves. She hits the post. Charlotte rolls her up with a sunset flip bomb for 3 count to get the win.
It didn't even look like she was really distracted like that. That's what I hated about this finish. It just came along very lazily.
Yeah. So later in the show, we'll talk about it now because I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget. Later in the show, we get a backstage segment where Asuka and Rhea, again, because this was taped last week, so all of the women were there. Asuka and I'm sorry, I clicked on that. Io and Rhea walk up to
Charlotte and Alexa.
I was going to say, I'm trying to think of a name for them because just whatever. Charlotte and Alexa, and they're like, just remember, we have a tag team championship match coming up soon. And so Alexa's like, yeah. And then Lash and Nia come in, and they're like, yeah, but we're still gunning for them tag team titles. And then the Kabuki Warriors come in, and they just start yelling, and that's when all hell broke loose. And Nick Aldis gets between everybody, and he's like, all right, since y'all want to fight before this championship match, next week on SmackDown, we're gonna have an 8-woman tag team match. So it's gonna be the heels against the baby faces, Alexa, Charlotte, Rhea, Io against the Kabuki Warriors, and team. They don't have a name either. Nia and Lash. I hate this. This is the lazily Vince McMahon style booking that just like, all right, we have all these teams gunning for the tag titles. We got to remind them that there's 4 of them. Let's put them in an 8-woman tag match. It's the last SmackDown before we get to 3 hours in 2 weeks on January 9th. So I feel like next week's show is just going to be like, they're going to throw something together because no one's going to care to watch it. Like, it's whatever. We also got a backstage, a vignette from Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
Ugh.
So
they said nothing. This entire thing was nothing. Bring you pain. Blah, 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 blah. Like, shut up. And that they're trying to teach him to be alone. Like, shut up. What are they doing?
Essentially, they said, I want to tell you a story about a man who strove for everything, worked his ass off, eventually hit the pinnacle of the business, won the championship, but then gave it all away. And for what? To be part of the Judgment Day and bring around other people. He should have been focused on himself, but he wasn't. So now we need to bring him pain to remind him that punishment isn't. What was the phrase? Punishment isn't given, or it is whatever. What I took from this is Zelina said, for the last 6 months, we've been trying to teach you. Has this feud been going on for 6 months? Like, when she said that, I was like, this cannot be 6 months of this. This is like, I knew it was never ending, but has it been 6 months since Aleister Black's been back? And this is all we've gotten out of it? Is Zelina losing her last name apparently, because on her lower third it didn't say Zelina Vega, it just said Zelina. So all we got out of this is Dark Zelina and Aleister and Damian Priest, who look like they should be teaming together, kicking each other in the face every 2 weeks. Is that what we got out of this feud? And essentially they said this is never going to end. They said we're going to keep going until we're done with you. This is my problem with Triple H booking. He's like, I know what we can do. We can put these two guys against each other because we got nothing else to do against them, and we can make it go for 8 months and never give them a pay-per-view match. Because this is exclusively on SmackDown.
So the part that got to me was, now I remember, this whole thing started because he got in the middle of R-Truth and Aleister Black. This wasn't even because he did something crazy. Like, he was just trying to protect somebody. And now he's had this problem for 6 months, bro. This will teach you never to defend the little guy.
Oh, God. Oh, God, that was funny. All right. We got a backstage segment where Carmelo walks up to Ilya Dragunov, and Ilya goes, something's been sticking in my craw. I want to be a fighting United States champion. And even though you helped me last week, it hurts me that how our championship match 2 weeks ago ended. So tonight, consider the U.S. Championship Open Challenge closed, because I'm defending this against you tonight. He should not have defended this against the Carmelo.
He should not have defended it. He should have let it be. Let it stick up your crawl, bro.
So this was a great match. They gave these guys a lot of time, a lot of false finishes. I'm not gonna go move for move, but that one suplex that Carmelo changed into a cutter in midair was incredible.
They work well together.
Yeah. I knew they had a feud in NXT. It was kind of like a triangle feud between them two and Trick Williams. Oh, by the way, Trick Williams was on the show. Yeah. Trick Williams apparently is also a free agent. Him and Javon Evans are, and apparently Obafemi. So we're not getting a draft from NXT. We're just bringing them up as free agents, and then somebody's got to sign them to a contract, apparently.
Yeah. And in the meantime of being signed, they get to appear on both shows.
Yes. So Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Obafemi are all coming up to the main roster. Even though Obafemi's still the champion, but I eventually think he'll lose that to probably back to Ricky Sainz. But this match was great. Towards the end, like I said, a lot of false finishes. Looked like Ilya Dragunov was going for a coast to coast. Carmelo catches him, and I guess they're calling it a first 48, but it's basically just a code breaker. Catches him in a code breaker. Carmelo goes to the top shelf, top shelf, top rope. Hits nothing but net for the 3 count. And Carmelo Hayes is your new United States champion. And Ilya puts the championship around him, as baby faces should do to all the baby faces. And this was, like I said, it's a great match. Finally pushing Carmelo Hayes properly. Like, this was coming out of the Miz feud. I was worried about what they were going to do with him, and they've created a star in Ilya in all of these U.S. Championship matches. And now in the last 3 weeks, you've elevated Carmelo to a level where he's upper mid card. Eventually, you can see if. I know he's small, but I think Carmelo Hayes could be a WrestleMania main eventer one day because of how he works in the ring. I think he's amazing. I've always called him, he's a black Shawn Michaels. He's that kind of good.
I could see him with a Braun Breaker match.
Yeah. I mean, they also had a feud in NXT. That was the first feud in NXT 2.0 when they changed it over for the World Championship. It was Braun and Carmelo.
Yeah, but I think they could put on a banger.
Absolutely. But this was amazing. This was great. All right. Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa had a video. Solo's doing what Bo should be doing. Solo literally cut a promo, and a compelling promo, about how Uncle Howdy has no family. That his Wyatt family, his Wyatt Six, are not his family. They're just a bunch of people who run around in masks behind him. But Solo created a family, took them out of obscurity, brought them all to WWE, and created an actual family who follows him and listens to everything he says. And he basically says shine those tag team championships up because they'll eventually come to the MFTs. And then he starts singing, "We got the whole world on our hands," trolling him. You had a tag team title match last week.
Yes.
You could have won the titles last week.
Yes.
No, but y'all dumbasses all got involved, and it's created a 10-person brawl at the end of the show. If you wanted the tag title so bad, you should have not brawled. You should have figured. You're gonna cheat anyway, but you're gonna figure out a way to win those tag titles without creating the brawl. They're gonna need some sort of no disqualification match, or all other members are barred from ringside, or I don't know, something to blow this off, because this is another one that just has been going on way too long. We need to get the titles back on the MFTs. This is not been good for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's not on Solo's fault.
Yeah.
Solo's been great. Yeah. That's what I took from it. I was like, you had your chance to win that. All right. Apparently, the tag team name, they're no longer called the Chelsea Green. They're called the Green Regime.
Yeah, I heard it, and I was like, what are we doing? What is happening?
All right. So the Green Regime of Alba Fire and Chelsea Green take on Julia and Kiana James in a tag match. It's fine. You need to do something to get Julia back up. She wins with it. There's not a lot to talk about in this match. No. She hits a brain buster. She gets a pinfall on the Women's United States champion, and she's gonna eventually get a title shot again. She should win that title. They should get her away from Kiana James, and she needs to be doing something. Yep. If she's not going to win the title, like you said, when she lost the title to Chelsea Green, she's not going to win the title. She should be facing Jade, but she's not facing Jade because we'll go right into this. We're having Jade versus Mia Yim again next week, because we had a backstage with Jade where she basically says the same thing she says every week. I'm that bitch. No one can come get me. I'm the champion. And so B-Fab's watching on the monitor. And then Mia Yim and then Jade goes, if Mia Yim attacked me from behind with a kendo stick, because she knows she can't do it face to face with me. So, but whatever. So, and to her point, B-Fab is watching on the monitor in the back. And why does Mia Yim just walk around the backstage with a kendo stick over her shoulder?
She's the hardcore lady. I told you this. This is what she does. That's her whole gimmick now.
So BFAB basically tells her, I appreciate you standing up for me, but I don't want to see you get hurt. And Mia Yim is like, listen, I'm not gonna get hurt. We need to shut her mouth. We need to do all this stuff. Why? Because Jade thinks she can run the entire locker room. Why? Because she has some big muscles. Nah, I don't play that. If anyone's gonna shut her up, it's gonna be me. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get this match again. She's gonna beat her again, and well, she never got the match in the first place. But we're eventually get the match, and Jade's gonna beat her. I don't know what they're doing with this.
Killing time.
Yeah, basically.
To what?
Bianca either get the finger amputated or come back.
What is wrong with you?
You can wrestle with 9 fingers. All right. We got our main event segment. Drew McIntyre goes to the ring. Actually, Cody is in the back with Dan Engler first and Nick Aldis. They're talking. And he looks at Dan Engler. He goes, has he apologized to you yet? He goes, he has not. And as they're talking, Drew McIntyre's music hits. Oh, they look at the monitor. Drew's coming out to the ring. Eventually, Nick makes his way out to the ring with Dan Engler. He goes, all right, Drew, let's get this going. You need to apologize to Dan Engler. So Drew takes a second. He pulls out a check for the fine. He gives it to Nick Aldis, and he goes, this is for the hefty fine. All right. And Dan, I'm sorry I claymored you in the face.
Which I was like, how's this gonna flip? Because I was like, I know he's gonna apologize because he has to, but what else is he gonna say? What truth bomb are we getting tonight? And then he just OD'd for no reason. That's why we don't look at our phones during the pod.
No, that's not what that was.
Oh, because you look mad annoyed right now.
I am, but whatever. I'll tell you in a minute when we're done. I apologize, Dan, for kicking you in the face. I apologize for I should never put my hands on a WWE official. Mm-hmm. It's not the right thing to do.
Nope.
And then, hold on, they're here. Now they're going to make noise.
Oh, my God. Entertaining. Entertain the fans. Me. I entertain the fans.
That was my father. Even if I put a thing on the door, he was still going to walk in.
Oh, no, 100%. You'll be like, what's this?
So then Drew looks at Dan Engler. He goes, I also apologize, Dan, for you wanting to be a wrestler, but you not being able to. That you weren't able to grow enough to be strong enough to become a wrestler, so you became a referee instead. I also apologize to your wife, so that had to watch me kick you in the face, and look, and have to show her what a real man looks like. Mm-hmm. I also apologize to your kids, and then that sets Dan Engler off. Cody comes out. Cody looks like he's gonna fight. Every time Cody got close to him, Nick Aldis cradled Cody Rhodes like a baby.
Yeah.
Drew looks at Cody. He goes, hit me. You know you want to, Cody.
I dare you.
I dare you. You know, I know why you're so pissed off. It's because I attacked you where you're in your bus where your kids sleep. But your kids weren't there. Your family wasn't there. And if they were, but I kind of wish they were there so they can see a real man beat up their father. So your wife Brandy can see a real daddy go to work or some shit like that.
He's a real daddy. I was like, what is happening?
That set Cody off, and so Cody breaks free of Nick. He like pushes him back into the turnbuckle, and he turns around and gets claymored in the face.
Yeah,
and Drew stands over him, and that's how the show ends. what would have made more sense to me is to be more sympathetic towards Drew. What have been is I attacked you in your bus, but your family wasn't there. You came to my home where my family could have been at any time. So you created this situation we're in now because you put my family in danger. I did not put your family in danger because I came to a bus and your family was home. That's how I would have wrote that. And then I would have said all the nasty, disgusting things he said. But I think that extra line would have made more sense.
It's all truth bombs.
I mean, yes. And again, if we didn't know Drew was the heel going into this, he's the heel. You can't call you. You can't say what you want. You can say to the referee. You can't say those things to Cody Rhodes without being the heel. So they're trying to make us hate Drew McIntyre, but yet we can't because he's right. Cody Rhodes is egotistical. He's going crazy. He's telling his boss that I'm the boss and you have to listen to me. He's going to people's houses, attacking people.
He's going to people's houses.
I'm just saying. He thinks he can do no wrong right now. Why? Because they've given him this championship multiple times, and they're like, all right, Cody, you're the new John Cena. John Cena's gone. We need you to run the company. While he goes, well, I have the championship. I'm in charge. That's not how this works. You're an employee like everybody else. You may be number one employee, but you're an employee. Sometimes you need a big 6'6" Scottish William Wallace to beat you up.
He's not winning this.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I wish he would. I need this title off of Cody Rhodes. Let him go make some more bad B-level Street Fighter movies.
Terrible. There's hope for that movie. No, there isn't.
You're going to have to... So, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it in theaters when it comes to streaming. But you can't go into that movie thinking it's going to be serious.
No, not at all. Not from that trailer.
No.
Not from that trailer.
That's I'm going to need a couple of drinks in me before the movie starts or some sort of mind-altering substance.
Yep.
Like, oh, he hit a torpedo kick or whatever the heck it's called.
Flash kick?
Whatever the kick.
Yeah, flash kick. What's the matter with you?
Whatever.
You said tornado kick?
I said torpedo.
That's even worse somehow. But that was SmackDown.
So SmackDown. We got one more week. Oh, we didn't talk about. They also announced that the match in 2 weeks for the championship now is going to be a 3 stages of hell match.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what the hell is the 3 stages of hell match?
I knew you were going to ask that because they've only done, I think, 2 of these in WWE history. It's 3 different. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match where each fall is a different stipulation.
Okay.
So I think the first one was between Austin and Triple H. I think the second one was Triple H and Mick Foley. And it's probably just going to be, the first one's going to be no DQ. Second one's going to be either submission or give up or something like that. And then it's going to finish in a Hell in a Cell match. That's what's going to happen. And
copy.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 falls, different stipulations.
Got it.
So that was SmackDown. Yeah. What's your takeaway?
Carmelo Hayes, new United States champion. Let's go. Let's see what they do with him. I don't know what you do with Ilja either.
I was going to say, I kind of want that to be the feud. Like, I don't know. I don't think they'll turn Ilya. First of all, I don't know why you can't say his name. His name's Ilya.
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 Ilya Dragunov.
Yes, that's correct. I don't know if you turned him heel. No, but we didn't talk about this. He got attacked afterwards because he was getting interviewed. Carmelo was. He got attacked by Ciampa and Gargano.
Well, I didn't see Ciampa there.
Maybe it was just Gargano. I just heard his voice. So
he was like, "That title's mine. Match. That title's mine."
We'll get that match. It'll be a really good match. Between Johnny Wrestling and Carmelo Hayes. And I don't know if the U.S. Championship may be a championship that has like these little quasi mini feuds. It may not have this long prolonged out feud, which is fine as long as you're doing it.
We didn't have a payoff for Tama Tonga and Ilya.
Yes, Tama Tonga and Ilya. Well, maybe Tama Tonga just goes directly into Carmelo. Maybe it wasn't about Ilya. Maybe it's about the United States Championship. And now that Ilya is no longer champion, he just diverts his attention somewhere else. We'll find out next week if he's just hanging around the back of all the Carmelo Hayes segments.
Yeah, true.
My takeaway is Akira Tozawa action figure.
You're so dumb. I hate you so much.
I knew that was coming. If they're not going to give me an elf on the shelf, I want an action figure with him in the costume. Something. You got to give me something with Akira Tozawa as an elf. I'm sorry. Make it a combo pack with Otis as Santa Claus. I need it. I want it.
I hate you. I hate you so much. But yeah, that was it. That was SmackDown. Is there a preview for Raw?
Yes, we have the triple threat match. Oh, that's actually emanating from my new hometown of Orlando, Florida, or close enough to my new hometown. I'm not going to the show. It's way too expensive. I looked them up the other day. Stephanie Vaquer, Nikki Bella, and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's championship.
Triple threat, right? Yeah.
Yes. We got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against the Usos.
Okay.
That's all they have announced for that week.
Okay.
And then they have the whatever was announced for the following week, which is the January 5th show underneath this. Because they've already announced 3 matches for the January 5th show.
Which is what? I know CM Punk and Braun Breaker.
Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Okay.
And Maxine and Becky.
Okay. All right. So both shows look promising.
Yeah. Hopefully year 2 of Netflix on Raw on Netflix is better than year 1 on Raw on Netflix.
I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, it had its ups and downs.
Yeah. But that was it. As always, guys, we appreciate you for everything you guys do. We appreciate you guys for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. As always, you can catch us on Spotify, TikTok, iHeartRadio, and YouTube, and we'll catch you on the next one.